There is an implicit rule that everyone must accept. The higher a person's position, the more moral they must be compared to others. Teachers must have more morality than students. Parents must have more morality than their children. Clergy must have more morality than believers. And leaders must have more morality than ordinary people. That demand, that rule, is completely natural and completely fair. If we forget this rule, we will be eliminated. If we do not have ethics corresponding to our position, we will lose that position. In the past, during the time of kings, the king was often praised as a saintly ruler. Assigning the king the value of holiness means that the king must be extremely ethical. That is a praise for the king, but it is also an expectation of the subjects towards the king. The king is the highest figure, so the king's ethics must be the highest. If the highest ethics are not saintly, then what are they? We have been influenced by Western reasoning that everyone is equal before the law, and then consider leaders to be the same as ordinary people. In reality, leaders are very different from ordinary people. Everyone is human with similar needs, but the roles and responsibilities of leaders are very different. Because of these different roles and responsibilities, they are required to have much higher ethics than ordinary people. Ordinary people committing theft is normal, but if officials commit theft, it is a completely different matter, a very serious and terrible issue in the perception of everyone. Thus, it is clear that people inherently demand that leaders have much higher morality than ordinary people. This is the rule of correspondence between position and morality. Anyone who chooses the path of becoming an official must have a method to cultivate their morality continuously to align with the corresponding law between ethics and position. Morality that is not nurtured daily will naturally decline. The natural instincts of species are selfishness, greed, and hatred. If you do nothing, these bad traits will gradually arise. You must diligently cultivate yourself every day for these negative traits to be restrained and controlled. The practice of cultivating morality every day requires a reasonable and specific method that is both scientific, psychological, and in accordance with the law of cause and effect. Every day, officials must remind themselves of moral principles. I vow to be patient in the face of difficulties. I vow to love all compatriots. I vow to restrain greed. I vow to be loyal to the country. Sincerely telling oneself these things every day will transform them into a natural moral character. Faith in the just law of cause and effect is also a decisive factor of morality. Speaking of morality, without mentioning the law of cause and effect, is truly a shortcoming. The law of cause and effect is both spiritual and scientific. Anyone who is moral must believe in the law of cause and effect. When people see that their leaders deeply believe in and understand the law of cause and effect, they will truly respect them. This is the power of spirituality. Leaders must also have methods to maintain a calm, peaceful, and serene mind in order to cope with great work pressure. Being an official responsible for the majority of people always involves many urgent and continuous issues that need to be resolved. But time is limited, and the salary is never commensurate. That is also a very great psychological pressure. Without strong ethics, anyone would become corrupt. Morality comes from the examples of predecessors, philosophers, and famous people. Morality also comes from ordinary people around us. Morality comes from our own wisdom. These are the sources of morality for us to refer to, learn from, and apply in our lives. Cultivate virtue continuously until we catch the affectionate gaze of the people. Then it is sufficient.